Hi folks, this is DIY Guy 123 and I'm bringing you the next step in the diagnosis of this Honda Odyssey 3.5 V6 that had gas seeping past the spark plug threads. And so I've got the old spark plug that looked like this, as seen in part 1 of this series. And as you can see, the threads on this side are all good. They're kind of, two of them look really shiny, but they're actually just clean. They're not stripped or anything. And when they come out, the block threads did not come out on the plug, so that's good. But as you can see, the plug was melted on one side only. So I borrowed an inspection camera. This is a Mastercraft Maximum inspection camera. I was hoping to have a camera that was small enough that I could go right down into the spark plug hole and look at the threads. Unfortunately, it's not quite small enough to do that. What it does do is it can show me the seat. Let me see if I can do something here. Yeah, so if I mess around with the angle of this camera, and I don't have a lot of adjustment, I'll tell you right now. The seat is right there where the spark plug goes, and it may be hard to see on my digital camera recording this camera's output, but you can see the seat is not clean. There's not a continuous ring all the way around, and that would suggest to me that it's not that there is corrosion there. There's something up. You can see imperfections in the seat. You just don't see a clean circle for the seat the way you should. So I was afraid that when I put this spark plug in, it would leak. And so I put it in, and I got the torque spec. It's between 13 and 15 foot-pounds, and if you multiply that by 12, you'll get the inch-pound rating. And I do, but where this is such a critical situation, I used a 3/8 drive torque wrench, and I started at 10 foot-pounds, and it held, and 12 and 13, and I checked it at 13, and it leaked. So I tightened it to 15, and it still leaked. And I've taken the plug out for this inspection again. I've already done this before. I put the plug in the first time, and then I used compressed air to blow any kind of crud out of there. And I've done this for a second time now. I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to torque it right up to 15 foot-pounds because it held last time, and just hope for the best here. Okay folks, so I've got the plug back in. I've got it torqued to 15 foot-pounds using a torque wrench, and I put some soapy water down the plug hole. So there's probably a good 3/4 of an ounce of water down there. So here we are with the engine running. I'm going to feed this scope down the hole again. And you can see the bubbles, look. I was hoping we were going to get lucky and it would stop leaking, but it didn't. And so what that means is the head threads are, I don't know if they're perfect, but they're strong enough at least to hold the plug up into 15 foot-pounds. Like, that's no problem. That was my big concern, and actually that's not a problem. But the seat where the spark plug goes in the head must be damaged, must be corroded too badly to seal. And even though when I took the old plug out, before I took the old plug out, I could put my hand over the hole and I could feel air squirting out of there on every compression stroke. I'm not feeling that at all this time. I've probably reduced the leak by 99%, but the leak is still there. And because it's still there, that means it's going to get bigger, and it will fail another ignition coil, probably, I don't even know, 100 kilometers from now, 100,000 kilometers from now, I have no idea. But I'm going to tell my friend that it's time to potentially go to a machine shop and get them to assess this. If this is my engine, It's a 2004, it's 11 years old. If this was mine, I would put a little bit of exhaust cement around the plug and put it back on and torque it down. Maybe not super tight, but fairly tight. And then, wait for it to cure, and then try it again. And if it didn't leak, if you can stop the leak even for a short time, I suspect a gap will just fill in with carbon and it'll seal itself. But if there's any leak at all like this, I just can't in good conscience put that coil back in because I know it's going to get destroyed. So that's my unfortunately there's not a happy ending here, but that's what these are the steps that I went through to diagnose what's going on. Good luck with your do-it-yourself project.